So yeah, the challenges of an IoT industrial automation has were the data security and privacy and interoperability, data overload, cost and complexity of an implementation. The challenges of an IoT for industrial automation, they're going to face that data security and the privacy. The first thing was, so it is an interconnectivity of a sole of an IoT devices. So which it means that it is a data which is get to be has been collected, which it transforms that from the device to another device. Just what was the actual process of an IoT. So so basically, these could be raise some concerns about the data privacy and the security. So these industry systems have the more to cyber attacks want to be, and therefore they could be required to put security measures in the place of to protect the data. So the data security and the privacy come into these things. So it gonna so that IoT devices which it so basically it is often a process between device to device which it transmits the data. So the data gonna be get to be transmission device to device. So these could be raised some certain concerns about the data privacy and security. So whatever the transmission of data has been, whatever that it has been done from the in between the device and device. So it has to be a must of a it should be have the privacy and the security issues. So with these things, they're gonna the system's gonna be a more of a port to be cyber attacks. So they're gonna have this. There would be this have the requirement of a reboot security check measures in a place to protect their data. Okay, it is these data security and privacy is nothing but it is of a transmission of a data in between the two devices. So whatever the thing was transmitting, whatever the thing, whatever the data was transmitting in between of these two devices. So these gonna have some privacy and security issues. So not to be get that kind of an issues, they require some security and the privacy. So with these things, they're gonna have a more to be a cyber attacks. You know that if any insecurity has been happened in the data of online, so they're gonna implement to the cyber attacks. So like this way, so like this, therefore they're gonna have some requirement of reboot system security measurements which has to be placed via of place to be in a perfect of that data. The next thing was interoperability. So the next thing was interoperability. It is numerous of IoT devices which it has a platforms of available where they're ensuring they can communicate the work together seamlessly can be challenging. So nothing to get to be discussed in this. What are the work they're going to communicate and the work together with these things. So and the next thing was the data overload. So coming to this data overload, it has in a lot of devices which it to be get to be interconnected. By this collecting and the passing the data in the IoT environment, they want to have the volume of an generated data, which to be a waste. Okay, the data overload. There are a lot of devices which have been interconnected by collecting and passing on data in an IoT environment. So by these of that, the volume of these generated data will be a waste and a managing. So it could be some detending. These companies have to be has some reboost of a data management and analysis system, which is placed to make the most of the data. Next thing was cost and complexity of an implementation. So coming to the implementation of an IoT in an industrial automation, though, so it's going to be like obviously it's going to be costly and the complexity, particularly of an SMEs. So this requires some kind of a significant of investment to be a new equipment and the possibility of the staff to be training very well. So that's gonna make sure the profitable way. Only thing that, and it's gonna have might be some have to be a more experienced employees, and they may be beyond the reach to be such of more companies. So while these IoT is offering some considerable of a benefits with of an essential to understand whether to be and navigate these navigate these challenges. So by doing this, they want to be a fully harness of a potential to an IoT to drive their growth and to be successful in a digital age. And the next thing was the future trends of developments in an IoT automation. So these are the future trends and the developments of an IoT automation, which was artificial intelligence and machine learning integration. Now even now it was really happening to be everywhere, and they were also coming to some more of an implementations of new things, new softwares and new algorithms. So with these things, they're going to implement for more of a future to be a trending way. And the next thing was the rise of digital twins. Even I have just mentioned you before in some half something they it going to be get to be collabed in the automotive. So by these collabing of an automotive, they have without of a collaboration itself, they bought some this thing like petrol less of vehicles, electric vehicles. So by patch upping of on these digital twins and automotive, they're gonna really make a future to be a raise of the way. And the next thing is 5G and IoT, and alright, and the edge of our computing. Greater emphasis on a cybersecurity and sustainability and energy efficiency. We have really had attachment towards the cybersecurity and energy efficiency and etc. things. And then coming to the next thing of an application, which is in a transportation and logistics. So coming to the transportation and logistics was these a vehicle of a devices which it has some wait a minute guys. Yeah, these IoT transportation and logistics industry have been called via telematics. So telematics is that the foundational of a technology where it to be behind the fleet tracking and the fleet management. So it is the technology of a fleet tracking and fleet management. So yeah, whatever the data has to be get to be captured by the devices, whatever they have installed on of a mobile assets can be. So that gonna be get to be tracked and they're gonna transmit the critical information to the web-based software platform within our via secure of a cellular networks and the things. So with these, like it is all about transportation and logistics, all about. So basically, it used to be called oftenly these telematics. So it is a technology which it blend with the fleet tracking and the fleet management tracking and fleet management. So the work, so the basic thing of this is that they're gonna capture the data, whatever the devices has been installed with mobile aspects. So it's gonna transmit that whatever the critical information they has been inbuilt with the web based. So with that software platform with of secure cellular networks, you can see the diagram. Whatever the data gonna be in the with the in the data, sorry, in the vehicle device. So with that cellular network, they're gonna secure that services. So with that, they're gonna have some software of fleet management. So it is a process. Yeah, and this thing was a bit of a data captures the devices and the information of a being gathered to be continued to be increased. So these standard telematics devices are now being complemented with an AI camera, which it turns on the video with the data feeds and the mobile applications, which it to be enable the instant data capture from the remote workers. So whatever the data have, whatever the data they're going to be have, so it's going to be capture the devices and also the information they got to be gathered whatever the continue of to be increases. So and the next thing was these standard telematics going to be basically these devices going to be being to be complemented with an IO with AI cameras to be turned on the video within a data feeds and the mobile applications even to be instant to capture from the remote workers. So in that way, the new data has been can be also be rich on environment with the changing how the business is really going to be transportation sector are to be working. The ones of to be succeeds, so then to be efficiently use this the data to be make operational decisions. So the benefit of these data gonna get to be capture the devices with often information gathering. So it's going to be get to be continue to be an increase. So these standard telematics devices going to be have the complemented with an AI camera turning off on videos with data into a data feed. So these mobile applications got to be enable the instant data of a capture from the remote workers. So these have the new data of a rich of environment, which it changes the how businesses transportation sector is working and want to be succeed with and efficiently using this data to make operational decisions. So yeah, operational decisions is nothing but if any emergency or if any the tracking is needed with the other of a route, so they're gonna intimate immediately by that the data what is really happening automatically. So with that automation of a data, they're going to trace that way the vehicle was really misplaced or something any dangerous has been occurred. So yeah, in that way. The next thing was so there was a more often a file type in these IoT available for our transportation sector, which is managed, install, self-install, battery-powered sensors, phone-based apps, cameras. So first thing was I was repeating one more time, which is a managed install, self-install, battery-powered sensors, phone-based apps, cameras. Wait a minute, guys. So the five main types of these IoT devices were for transportation sector were managed install, self-install, battery-powered sensors, phone-based apps, cameras. So coming to the managed install devices, so these are the hardware and a tamper-resistant uh, devices often choose the whether when the gathering of an data is required for a critical business of an overflow and like yeah what is really mean to say that it is an it is an it is a kind of a devices which often hardware. So these devices majorly choosing when that the gathering of an data has been occurred within critical businesses. So if it having a workflow and a compliance of a purposes, so in that time they're going to use this thing like application which is interpreted with hardwired, and they're going to have a great connectivity to the peripheral sensors, and it provides a fleet owners with a broad picture of operational performances. So these devices going to be have like this in this way. So basically, these managed install devices is a hardwired, which is used with when the gathering of an data is in a huge critical of a workflow, and when it having complex of a like purposes. So with these purposes, so it has a great connectivity to be sensors, which it provides a flicked owners with a broad of a picture, which is to be have performed of an operational. And the next thing is a self-installed devices. So basically, it is a plug-in devices which is easily moved and installed across the fleet, and to be get to be often used when the vehicle is turnover in the high or a weight, and to be when a data is to be being captured, it is not to be complex for purposes. Okay. It is an unplugged devices which are easily to be moved and installed across the fleet, and which to be often the use for a more of a vehicle turnover is an when it is a high and the when the data is to be getting to be captured, it is not to be complex for purposes. So in that way the self-installed device is going to be used. And the next thing was better powered sensor. So in the name itself, you come to know what it really mean. So it is in a smaller devices which is used to assess doesn't allow the power source and the report the data would be less frequently. So when a trigger occurs, so in such movement, they're gonna have this IP67 rated of re-reptized. Okay, these it is smaller devices which is used to assist the it doesn't allow the power source, and it reports the data less frequently when trigger or when trigger to be get to be hacked. The next thing was a phone-based app. So latest IoT networks has been comprehended within a suite of an app set of an apps which it enables the remote workers to be input the data instantly made available to the fleet management software. So these includes the recording of an hours of the services like a pre-trip inspections, job management, like including some kind of a proof of a delivery, and the document management. So it is on a latest of an IoT network which so it is a network which it complemented with a suitable of apps. So with these apps, we're going to be able to able to do the remote users to input a data that is instantly to be a pre-trip of inspections on of a job management, which includes some kind of proof and a data of the delivery and the documentation management. So the next thing was a cameras. So these cameras has been advancement of technology of a camera, which it turns to be a dash cam into a IoT device. So with these embedded computer vision, so it has to be a latest of an AI, which would enable the camera to be automatically turned into the video to be inside, which would be enhancing of a preventive safety programs. So by these, automatically it was identifying the distracted of and dangerous driving these devices offered one unprecedented visibility to into a driver behavior. So both positive and the negative would be these would be a forward and a driver facing. ఏమన్నా కావాలా మెడికల్ షాప్కి వెళ్ళాను మెడికల్ షాప్ లోకి వెళ్ళి So these advanced cameras has a technology which is a dash cam of an IoT device. So with these embedded computer vision, we're going to be have the latest AI, which it enables the camera to be automatically turned video into the side, which they'll be enhancing the preventive safety programs. So by these, they're going to be automatically identify that distracted of and the most dangerous of living these devices have to be offered the presented visibility into the driver behavior. So both we are positive and the negative of on forward and the driver facing. The next thing was the benefits of an IoT transportation. So coming to these IoT of a transportation of a benefits, so it is a part of a modern way of a fleet operations, and these IoT would be logistics to be more of an enables that the organizations to be address some of their biggest challenges. So and these, if it challenged correctly, it would be recapped and listed as show below the benefits. So the below benefits for the smart management of an vehicles, warehouses, and other assets. So it helps to be a streamline that it stores the goods and management of an inventory levels. So these radio frequency identification tags, which we shortly said to be RFID. So these and these kind of a sensors allows the fleet owners and the managers to keep on a constant track of a stock levels and as an inventory also times. So as it was, it eventually helps that prevent a losses and minimize the handling of an errors to easily locate things and to be ensure the safe storage while reducing the labor costs. Hello.